Hi there, my name is Dylan. I'm 14. Even though I'm still at school, I already have a job. And not just a job, but a dream job, which, among other things, brings me an income that is many times more than my parents earn. Do you want to know who I work for and how I managed to get so well in my life? Then watch this video to the end. I was just an average teenager, just like everyone else. I went to school, skipped classes with my friends, fought with my younger brother, argued with my parents. You know, a typical teenage story. Not that me and my family quarreled too often, but my parents absolutely didn't like everything I was doing. Once, I started skateboarding with my friends, but my parents forbade me, saying that it could be too dangerous for my life and health. What if I fall, break something, and stay disabled forever? I also wanted to play in a band. We even got together with the guys from our school. I played the drums, but you need to practice hard if you want to play any musical instrument perfectly. Well, here my mom was okay with my music rehearsals, no problems, but I was not allowed to install a drum kit at home. My younger brother was too small at the time, and he went to bed early in the evenings. Anyway, my musician career did not work out. My dad insisted I started doing some sports. I even started swimming and joined the basketball team. But swimming seemed boring to me, and when it came to basketball, a ball flew into my face within the first minutes of the game. One of the guys didn't calculate his strength, and I wasn't ready to take the pass. Anyway, so me and my parents concluded that sports was also not my thing. So I had plenty of free time after school. And even though I went to extra classes on foreign languages, there was still a lot of time left. So I started playing games on my phone. At first, it was some simple puzzle games that were perfect time killers. Then I switched to strategies and shooting games, and they became not just a way to spend my free time, but a real hobby. My parents gave me a more advanced and powerful smartphone for my birthday. So I got interested in battlers. Well, battlers, in simple words, are the games where the gameplay revolves around creating the strongest possible squad to win battles and tournaments. The main goal here is to take first place in the game ratings. Do you think my parents were thrilled with my new hobby? The answer is obvious. Of course not. At breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and even in the evening after school, I was always sitting with my face buried in my phone. If I didn't play, then I chatted with my pals and discussed some new features in the games. Of course, all this couldn't help but affect my studies. I had a serious talk with my parents, but oddly enough, we came to a compromise. My mom and dad were not against my passion for games, but they insisted on my playing on the computer instead of the phone. It's safer for my eyes, and I won't be distracted in class. So I was even bribed with the promise to give me a cool gaming computer for Christmas. For such a gift, it was definitely worth making a deal. As a result, I switched from mobile games to computer games, and almost immediately got hooked on online games. Of course, like everyone else, I watched streams of advanced gamers on Twitch, gathered with friends to play online together, and so on. By the way, I can't help but brag. I didn't just love playing, I was really good at it. I was always one step ahead of the opponent and often helped out the whole team, leading us to victory. Friends even joked it was time for me to open my own channel or blog in some social media. And I didn't have any problems commenting on games either. I was able to make a joke in time or raise the team's morale. Anyway, I finally found the best hobby for myself and was very happy about it. My parents, of course, sometimes scolded me for going to bed late or, for example, for playing until morning when I was on school vacation. My relatives, and especially my grandparents, just shook their heads, saying I couldn't do anything good with this hobby. But I personally thought that computer games helped me develop my analytical thinking and logics quite well, and it was not so boring like solving math tasks at school. Once we had a festival in our city dedicated to video games, fantasy, and cosplay. Thousands of people gathered in one place, and for a couple of days, they did not mind being reincarnated as a game or fantasy movie character. Many people started preparing costumes long before the festival comes. There were a few cosplayers among my friends, so I joined the club. I can't say I liked such mass events, but I agreed to go there just for the company. And as it turned out, for good reason. During the festival, the official representatives of one of the most popular video games, League of Legends, held a tournament with cool prizes, gadgets for professional gamers, and equipment for streaming. I realized it was my finest hour, and it's time for me to show everything I have learned over the past years. It turned out many people knew about this tournament and even signed up in advance, but I still managed to get into the list of participants at the 11th hour. And for the next 2 days, I was almost lost to the rest of the world. I went home, but still, even there, I thought about winning in the tournament. We played in teams, and I was very lucky that almost all the guys from my team were already experienced players. We showed an excellent outcome. At the end of the second day of the festival, it was the tournament's final battle. I've never been so nervous in my whole life. And what happens, it was for me when we finally won. Now, it's funny for me to remember that, but then it seemed to me this was my main achievement in life. But the main victories were just waiting for me ahead. I never really thought video games were a kind of sport, but it turned out that back in 2013, the United States equated professional players in League of Legends to professional athletes. We can say that this was a turning point for all esports. There are teams of professional esports players all over the world for whom playing games is their job. They participate in tournaments and competitions, appear in shows, and conduct streams. There's even a League of Legends World Championship. But I would not have known this if after winning the tournament, the representatives of the game developers approached me and offered to join the regional team of professional League of Legends players. I didn't even believe it was true. They said they really liked my gaming, my leadership qualities, and my ability to build up a strategy, so they really wanted to see such a player in their team. In the evening, I discussed everything with my parents. Of course, they were also surprised, but they supported me because it was already a completely different level. Now, I was not just a gamer, but an esports player. When I called the representative of the regional team and gave my consent, I was waiting for a nice bonus. For the fact that I will play for the team, I will also be paid. Even if this was not the amount paid to esports superstars, they said my salary was going to be $400 to $500 a month. But for a 14-year-old teenager, even $500 a month is more than enough. In addition, seeing that I can communicate well with the audience and comment on my game, the guys from the team helped me to open my channel and promote it. I can't say I became a very popular streamer, but I even got advertising contracts from which I also received a certain percentage as a profit. To the surprise of my parents and other relatives, my hobby did not spoil my life, as they said. It also became my profession. Moreover, this does not interfere with my studies at all. On the contrary, I became more organized, disciplined, and serious. Now, my monthly income is about $600 to $1,000, depending on the advertising, donations on streams, and participation in various championships. And I must say that sometimes my income is much higher than the salary of my mom, who works 9 to 5. Do I plan to connect my future life with esports? Now, I can definitely say yeah. But, time will tell. For example, I'm sure that I will enter the technical university to study at a programming department to be able to create video games myself when I get older. I believe video games are the future of the world. Tell me, how do you feel about video games? Have you ever thought you can do this professionally? Or maybe you have another hobby that will eventually become a profession. Feel free to write your answers in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel. We still have a lot of interesting stories to tell you. Turn on notifications to always stay tuned about new videos. That's it for today, guys. Bye!